Live button. Hello, you guys. Today we are going to be talking about why is tutoring so rewarding. And I have to say, you can hear my opinion up and down the walls all day long to hear why I find it rewarding. But what I think is cool is for you guys to be able to get to hear the perspective of other tutors as well. So as you can see, I've got a beautiful crew here today. Everybody came to show up and shine and be awesome. I love it. I'm so excited to introduce you to these tutors and for you guys to really get the opportunity to hear why they find it so rewarding. And we're probably going to go on some tangents here as well about other things that we love. And this is really just kind of like a round table where we get to all jump on in, share what we think. And if you have anything to add, please do feel free, you guys that are inside of here. And if you guys have any questions that are inside of our live, or you want to add to the fun that we're having inside of here, then definitely make some comments on the side screen. We are so excited to have you guys here today. And we're going to start with our friend, Natalie Morales. Hello, Natalie. Natalie, tell everybody where you're from.
Hi, I am from Trinidad and Tobago, and Trinidad and Tobago is from the Caribbean. So a lot of countries across the world get their asphalt, their pitch right here in Trinidad from our pitch lake. As well as our country, our sister island, Tobago, you get the opportunity to drive off in a boat and stand in the middle of the ocean via the Nylon pool. So we are an awesome bunch of people. We are warm. Just as I mentioned a little bit earlier, we have two seasons, the wet season and the dry season. So yes, it's awesome to be here.
And what season are you in right now?
We are in the dry season.
Okay, all right. And so tell us, Natalie, what do you love about tutoring? Why is it rewarding for you?
Literally at the end of the day, so my session ends at 7:15, and that student is an autistic student. And at 7:15, it feels like 7 a.m. because I am ready to go. He is the kindest student you would ever meet. If I ask, how are you today? He would ask, Miss, how are you? And how was your weekend? What did you do today? So that really warms my heart. A big part of how I work with him, let's say, for example, when I teach vocabulary, I share my screen, give him remote control, and he is able to do up his own slides. So I give him the word and the meaning, and he would insert a picture as well as include a sentence in there. So at 7 p.m., at 7:15 p.m., it feels like yes. So could you imagine the height of confidence that he experiences every single night?
It's amazing, isn't it? Just to even see their smile. I love seeing their smiles. They just warm you up, from the inside out. You're just oh, they're so happy to be here, or they're just such a happy child, or they're having so much fun, or they're getting so much out of this. It gives you purpose and passion, and it is so incredible. I love it.
So true. Let's say for example, I have a student who couldn't rhyme, and I started doing a lot of repetition to teach him rhyme. And then one day, that was it. He just got his aha moment, and he said, Miss, it rhymes. So when those things happen, you know for sure that yes, it's bringing and giving them that confidence as well. So they're able to shine and feel good about themselves.
Yeah, that's making them feel good. We've got teacher Brenda in the house as well. And teacher Brenda, please tell us more about who you are, where you're from, what you tutor, and why do you find it so rewarding?
Well, I am originally from Boston, but raised on the West Coast. I've been traveling my entire life from coast to coast, then country to country. I've lived in Lebanon, and that's where I started my teaching career because I didn't speak their language. And having a business degree and not knowing a language really doesn't help. So I started in brick and mortar, went back to the States, and then I am now in Bulgaria. I'm married to a Bulgarian. And again, I don't speak the language. So out of the need to learn to use my skills as a teacher and then my skills in technology, I have been an online exclusive teacher now for 6 years. Why do I find it rewarding? There's just so many reasons. There's the creativity, the independence, the diversity, freedom, as well as flexibility. when I first started, we had many issues with technology and getting to learn what technology works best. But where else in the world can you say I start my day in Korea and end it in Chile?
Yeah.
And I only work Monday through Friday because I choose it. And I have my Saturdays and Sundays off because I want it. And not many tutors do that because they don't realize they just grab anything they can get at the beginning. And they don't realize that, it's going to become overwhelming and you're going to have burnout very quick because you're going to have no family time. You're going to have no time with your loved ones because weekends usually are for the families.
Right. Yes. I in the beginning, I didn't start off that way. I made sure I had 24 hours off in the weekend. So I work Saturday mornings and Sunday evenings, and I had 24 hours.
I have 6 now, but I'm working on my 7th. I have 6 working days. I tried taking 2 days off. It doesn't work. And on my day off, I create. So
yeah. And I do today, I do have those weekends off. And it is absolutely blissful. And I have a shorter Friday. So it even adds more to the bliss.
3 o'clock. So. That's the end of my Fridays too.
Yeah.
Sure we're not related, Joanne? Are you sure?
No,
we both have the same maiden names.
You guys missed the 3 because my name used to be Brooks. So,
I got married, divorced, got married again, and kept my own name. Thank you. I like it. Brooks is much better. That's the one Dad gave me. I'm keeping it.
I love it. You mentioned about where else can you start your day in one country and end in another. I started my day today in Peru, and I will be ending my day. I don't even know where I'm going to be ending my day because I have a call with another client that's not a student, but I do have students all over the country today. I get to work with kids in Peru, the UK, and all over the United States. So it's a pretty awesome gig, I gotta tell you.
Do you ever learn the language with them? I love just to say hi and goodbye in their languages.
For sure. In fact, with one of my students, I'm working on more than just reading with him, and so they have me working on everything with him. So one of the things that we're doing is for social studies, we are traveling around the world, and we're learning the language. Yeah, we're learning the language of the different countries. So right now we're in China, so we're saying ni hao, and
I know I say it wrong, but the parents are happy when you try.
Exactly. You guys, we have Elaine Lingard here. You guys have seen her on our channel before, and Elaine is an amazing online tutor and in-person tutor. She's got her own tutoring agency, and she has started hiring tutors to come on to her business. So we are here to learn more about Elaine, and why do you find it rewarding, my friend?
Hello there, Joanne. It's lovely to be back on with you guys. I've missed you all. It's been great to talk to you again. My name's Elaine, and I live in Ireland. I'm originally from Scotland, as you can tell by my accent. And I've been here for 5.5 years, just about now. Started my own business here as a bricks and mortar, and about 4 years ago, I started doing a mix of online and in person, which served me well for when the lockdown came because I could move loads of my students online. We've just opened up our centre again here for in-person students in the last month. So we're starting to get the ball rolling again. I just find what you were saying earlier on about working with kids all over the world, it is absolutely mind-blowing. Every week I just sit back and think, whoa, I've worked with kids in Hong Kong, China, Australia, Indonesia, the Middle East. I've got a new kid in the Falkland Islands now, so I feel like I'm chasing the time zones. It's absolutely brilliant. And you've just got to just be very on the ball when it comes to knowing how time zones fit into your own time zone. It's something I've tripped up on just once. I made one mistake and it was one too many.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so time zones can be my best friend and my nemesis at the same time. Because you can organize your day so that you can be working during the day. You don't have to just be working after school hours, right? And that's typically, as tutors, when we did in-person tutoring, that's what we had to do. We had to get our students locally and work with them from after school until maybe 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and then you were done, which again, like Brenda was saying, it kind of like ate into your family time to do that. And so now, like I already started, it's 9 o'clock here, 8 o'clock for me back home. I already started at 8 o'clock working with students. And, you know, and it doesn't matter. Like I can work with homeschooling students. I can work with students from all over the world. It's so incredible. And just to meet those kids and just learn more about them. One of my students from Peru was teaching me all about Machu Picchu. I was like, oh, I so want to go there. Like, that's so cool. You like live near there.
That is amazing, isn't it? I have this bucket list of places now because of all the kids that I work with. I keep saying, one day I'm going to come and I'm going to meet you.
I know. You're going to be married by the time I get there, but I swear to God, I am going to meet you.
Exactly.
I told my students, you better invite me to your wedding. Like, we've been working together now for the last 5 years. I'm like, if I don't get an invite, I am going to be seriously hurt.
You know, next month I'm actually going to meet a family. I've been working with the child in London for about 3 years now, and I'm going to London next month for a show, and I'm arranging to meet up with her, and I'm so excited. Yay! It's going to be amazing meeting her in person. Such a lovely family, and it's just bizarre because you just know people so well, but you've never really met them before.
Right, in person, like you do get to really get to know the kids really well and their families. A lot of people, I remember when I first started doing this, are like, how can that even be personable? And it was like, you have no idea. You haven't tried it, you haven't done it. That's how you don't know. But it's very, very personable, and it's amazing, isn't it?
Exactly. Do you know, I think I was just speaking to my husband about this earlier. There's about 5 or 6 of my kids who transitioned to online work during the lockdown, who would have been local children, and they're staying online because it's much more appropriate for them. They get that one-to-one, and it fits in around their school day or their home commitments, their after school clubs and things like that, and they don't need to fit in with a class that's running somewhere else. They can choose times that work for them. So it's definitely much more flexible being online, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. You guys, we have our dear Carrie for today. I have missed this girl like you haven't believed. I'm so glad to see her smiling face and her joining us. I know that this lady loves math and she loves online tutoring. Tell us more, Terry.
Hey guys. Well, first of all, I'm so happy to be back here and see all you guys again. I've missed you, Miss Elaine. I haven't seen you in forever in person. And a lot of you guys, and Joanne and everybody. So it's good to see you. And the other comment before I start is, I am the whitest person here. I tried to adjust my ring light and I'm still the whitest person here. Okay, with that said, you'll be shocked to see that I tutor math by my background. Why do I tutor? Well, listen, if I didn't tutor, I don't think my life would be nearly as joyous as it is. That's just a fact. I just love tutoring kids. And here's why. Tutoring / teaching. I taught in the classroom for about 33 years before I started tutoring. And I lost my job because of some family commitments of caregiving. And when I lost my job, my soul kind of went, shrunk up. And I thought, I need to keep working with kids because I love it so much. And so I recreated myself and became an online tutor. And how did I do that? I did that with Miss Joanne's help. And she made my soul go back up again because I could become a tutor again. And she helped me learn how to do that. And the reason I love it so much is because I just love the kids' shiny little souls. And they come to me in math, most often very discouraged with very low self-esteem in the math and thinking they will never succeed at it. But I know I can help them and that I can get them to learn the math. Everybody can learn math. That's what I learned in the classroom. I always could get kids to learn math. Now, they may not believe that. So I'm like their little cheerleader. And if anybody knows me at all, just in person, they know I'm a little cheerleader. That's just who I am. And so I'm going to be their cheerleader until they can believe that they can be their own cheerleader. And how I do that is I tell them every little success you have in math, every little tiny step you make that you do right, I want you to cheer for yourself. And when they look at me like, because they're high school, they look at me like, Grigsby, there ain't no way, right? Because they're high school. And I'm like, woo, every time they do it right. And I would do that if you know me.
Yes,
And then
yes.
pretty soon, all of a sudden I hear on their side, woo, for the first time. And I'm like, yes, I heard that. And then they start cheering for themselves. And you guys, once they start cheering for themselves, they never stop cheering for themselves. And then once that starts happening and that seed gets planted, you better watch them go. And their math learning never stops. And I can help them with the math and I can get them going. And boy, you better believe that math never stops learning. And I have changed kids from F students to A students in very short order because of that. And it is such a beautiful thing. I have changed kids from Fs to becoming engineers and astronauts and pilots. Not every kid. Some kids go from F to Cs, and Cs are a beautiful thing for those people.
Yep.
That's just like my soul is just so happy when that happens. And that's
Yep.
why I'm a tutor. And Joanne helped me build the blocks so that I could become a tutor and keep doing that in my life. And I will never burn out from that. I have never burned out from that, not even close. I'm 60 now and I will never burn out doing this job. So that's why.
When we find a passion, when we get a job, we retire. But when we find a passion, we never have to stop doing it.
Nope. When I'm 89 years old, I'll still be coming into these calls. I really love tutoring math. You'll hear me. I'll be back.
Yes, I love it. It gives us purpose. This is why we do what we do. Did anybody else, like raise your hand if this happened to you, did anybody else fall in love with teaching again when you started tutoring online? Like this totally like happened to me. Like I fell in love with teaching again. Like I had kind of started getting stuck in this kind of rut and I wasn't excited as much anymore, but it was part of my identity, who I was. And when I found online tutoring as an opportunity for myself, I fell in love with teaching again. And it was like, this is what I was meant to do. We've got Justine Pirelli, you guys. Justine is new to the online tutoring world and just getting to understand how blissful online tutoring really can be. Justine, tell everybody a little bit more about who you are and why it's so rewarding for you.
Okay, so I'm Justine and I'm originally from Madison, Wisconsin, so near Joanne. And now, but I've been living out here in California for quite some time. I live in the Bay Area in a little town called Lafayette. And I was a teacher until just recently for about 12 years. And I just literally started tutoring on August 1st with one non-paying student actually. And now already I have 8 paying students now and 4 in the queue. So I'm really excited. Yeah, like that's why I'm so happy right now because it's so fun. It's so great to apply the things that Joanne's been teaching me and to see it happen and just to gain the confidence and be like, oh, wow, yeah, this is awesome. And so what's been rewarding for me with the kids so far in just a short amount of time is that it's fun for me and that with each of them already, I can create a unique bond. And yeah, and there's some of them that, are a little bit more maybe reluctant. And when you can crack a smile, it's great. And the other one that I'm loving is not being tied to any district curriculums that they are so invested in because they paid a lot of money and now they have to do it, even though the research shows that like the method is flawed. It's like, no, I am independent. I can make my own decisions and do what the scientific research is saying is working. And so that I think is just great. And the last one is that I'm working with kids from ages 6 to almost 13, I think. And I love that too, just all the different ages. And so I am loving it.
Yes, I love it. Yes. And I'm so excited for the success that you're experiencing right out of the gate. I mean, I remember just how long it took me to really get the pieces put into place, but you're just like, you were like guided step by step and like you put them into place and there was no stopping you. Like you were just a go-getter. Yeah.
And right now, so far, it's actually all been local. So now my next step, what I'm really going to focus on, which is perfect because it coincides exactly with the Jumpstart, what we're doing this week is getting found by my website beyond my local area.
Right.
And yeah, getting those students that are in different time zones so I can start earlier and yeah, just like you guys are doing.
I love it. And we've got Rachel Abraham here. Hey, Rachel, we are so glad that you are here. Tell us a little bit more about where you're from, what you do, and why is tutoring so rewarding for you?
Hello, everyone. I think all of you, it sounds like you're all veterans. I, on the other hand, am a total greenhorn. I am a special ed teacher by training, and I've been teaching since 1992. Yes, I've been around. And I've been teaching in international schools, in Asia and Middle East. And last year, because of the pandemic, I lost my job because they were cutting back and they didn't need a special needs person. And so last year I was left suddenly like, oh, I don't have a job. What am I going to do? Right? At the beginning I was like, yeah, after working for so many years, I really loved having not having to work. But then I realized I need a purpose. Like, what's my purpose now, right? So then I realized my love. I've always had a special love for working with kids with dyslexia, and I worked with kids with dyslexia over the years. But as you know, when you're working in a school, you're working with all types of disabilities, right? Kids with different learning needs. And you don't get to choose who you work with, and you don't get to choose the parents you work with. So a lot of times the parents resent being in the program because they're told by the school that their kid needs to be in the program. The kids don't want to be in the program, So you get a lot of that bad feelings, right? And then, so I thought, okay, I could do this. So I started looking into more training, and I did that. I started last year, into getting training in a specific approach for working with kids with dyslexia. And this year I'm moving into getting my certification. So I'm now like officially thinking, I can do this. I can tutor. This is what I want to do. This is my purpose in life. It's literally changed my whole vision for myself, and because I'll tell you, I was supposed to go to China last month to start a new teaching job, but I just couldn't do it because I didn't want to do the same thing I've been doing for the last 20 over years, No, and I feel like I've lost the passion for teaching, because I don't know, you're told to do so many things you don't want to do, and then so I think Elaine who said that, you are having to use programs that don't work because the school is saying you need to use this program and it doesn't work, right? So anyway, so I'm really at the beginning stage of my journey, and I'm so excited to have met Joanne and hopefully learn from all of you.
I know, isn't it exciting? I mean, we have veteran teachers here. We have brand new tutors here, veteran, brand new, like all over the gamut. And you're getting to see like the passion isn't dying. We're not getting burnt out because we do have so much flexibility. We get to be able to determine like what is too much for us and what are we able to handle. You guys, we've got Joanne Vandervogel as well inside of the house. Hello, Joanne. How are you?
Hi, great to be here. Hi, everybody. I feel connected to everybody, even though I've never seen any of you in person.
I know. Tell us more about yourself, Joanne.
Sure. Terry's a hard act to follow, I have to say. We have so many things in common. We're the same age, and I've been tutoring I've been a tutor for over 25 years, and I just love it. I've had kids come back to me, some of my college students come back to me a couple years later and say, because of what I was able to accomplish in the math class with you, I know now in life that I can do things that I didn't think I would be able to do because I overcame that math class. I mean, when you're sitting there and you've got one semester to help somebody raise their grade, and you just don't realize that you can make such an impact on somebody's life like that. And that happened probably decades ago. And I still get chills thinking about that conversation. I learned pretty quickly that helping kids with their confidence and understanding that they can learn math was half the battle. And so I incorporate that into all of my lessons. And because, it doesn't feel good to not understand something. I mean, I may know the math, but maybe when I was learning a bit about photography, it was awful. I felt stupid. And so I can relate to them and then say, hey, I know what this feels like and it's safe with me. You can't tell me the wrong answer because you're just going to tell me where you are. And then I can take you from there. And I said, and I'm going to dance and you're going to be embarrassed, but at least we're not in person now. And I don't have to sit there with all your friends around going, what's that weird lady doing?
Yeah, exactly. You can just have fun together, just the two of you.
I did that yesterday with somebody. I'm like, good thing your friends aren't here. And his mom's like, I do the same thing. So it's fantastic. I don't know, I should be able to articulate it, but there's just something about showing people that they can do things that they either were told they can't do or felt that they can't do, or their friends said they couldn't do, or their parents said, I don't know how to do this. I mean, the messages are everywhere. And it's just so lovely to just show them, that's not true. You can do this. Everybody can do this. It's just unlocking some steps and then you're there.
Yep.
Can I jump in there? Because it's a life lesson. It's not a math lesson at that point. It's about taking the reason you're having so much impact. Yes, it's a semester of their life, but when they go on to other things that they have trouble with in life, they go, oh, wait, when I was with Joanne, I remember having so much trouble, but I remember I was able to conquer that with a little bit of help. And so I know with a little bit of help in this area, I can get through it because I know I could do it back then. So you taught them a life lesson that they can carry on with them the rest of their life. And that's why it's so impactful.
Yeah, I so agree with you. And we've got Artie in the house as well. Artie, tell us a little bit more about who you are, where you're from. Why is tutoring so rewarding for you?
Sure. As I said in the comment also, first I would like to introduce myself. I'm a math teacher and I used to live in Washington. Now I relocated to India in 2019. And it's rewarding for me when I see the kids who are really behind their grades. Like one of my kid, he was like in fourth, age-wise, he should be in fourth grade, but because of some reason, some family reason, he was very behind in math. He was in first grade. And when I taught him concept, I can see that brightness in his eyes when he get that concept. And it is really rewarding. And every kid is very different. Like every kid is different. Every day is different and exciting. So, and it takes sometimes few classes to understand how they get it, how they understand the concept. So yeah, and it's really make a difference because you are giving children the skills they need to go out in the world and succeed. Yeah.
Oh, that is so amazing. Thank you, Artie. And we've got Shiley here today who wants you to tweet others as you would tweet them. Tweet others as you would have them tweet you. I love that. Shiley, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
Hello.
we're so glad to have you in the house. So tell me who you are and why is tutoring so rewarding for you?
Oh my gosh, this is great. I'm thrilled this is happening. My name is Shiley Hakimian. I'm from Chicago, so we're not too far. I've been in your community since maybe the year or two you started it. So this is like, what, 5-6 years ago? I don't know, long time ago. Tutoring, or when I did student teaching, I tutored a little bit, but now I've been tutoring, I don't know, 5 or 6 years. My world is unique. So I do some math tutoring. I've learned from the amazing Terry. I've learned from Joanne a lot. But my main business is actually teaching business owners how to do their own marketing. So I'm secretly tutoring adults in social media, but they don't know that that's what I'm doing.
Right.
So that's my little like secret way in. But you wanted to know what inspires us, what keeps us moving, right? So for me, and it's for any student, whether I was teaching in a classroom or online, or even friends of mine, is that I love seeing them go from I'm the worst. I'm terrible at this thing. I'm incapable of social media. I'm incapable, my little second graders, I'm incapable of math. I can't do it. And then watching them kick so much butt when then I show them like, hey, remember like 2 months ago when you could not do subtraction?
Right.
Did you see the subtraction you just did? What? Did you see how much you've been posting? Do you see people finding you online that you didn't know were going to talk to you? And then they're like, wow, this is incredible. And I love like using their own efforts to convince them and to show them how much progress they made because it's all in their hands. And I love being their guide through that. That's the Sherpa, right? The guide. So I love it. Kids and adults makes me blown away.
I'm so there with you. And sometimes having the mix too is really, really just a beautiful thing in and of itself. It's like you never get sick of the people that you're going to encounter during the day. And there's a mix of people that you get to encounter throughout the day. So it makes it a lot of fun. I love it. I love it. And we've got Lena in the house as well. I know she was taking care of her little ones and getting them off and ready to school, which kind of goes to show as well just how amazing this business can be for parents who, are trying to manage their household and their business at the same time. And let's see if we can get Lena to come on and share who she is a little bit more and why online tutoring is so awesome. You see, there she is in the car driving her kids. You're not driving, are you?
No.
Okay.
We just pulled over. Love you guys. Have a good day. Que Dios los bendiga. We just pulled over and at the school, so it's perfect timing. I'm so sorry. It's around 8 o'clock here in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm mom to 4 little kiddos and one who's staying home. She's not feeling so great, but thankfully it's just a cold. I've been tutoring online for about a year. I was a public school teacher and administrator. I was a principal for 20 years. And right before COVID hit, I decided I was done with administration. The drive was horrendous. The amount of stress and time and toll that it was taking on me and my family was too intense. And I decided I'm going to go back to teaching. And I went back to teaching. And I thought, oh my goodness, it's so much work to teach full time. It is intense. And I'm glad I got that experience because it reminded me of how challenging it is to be a classroom teacher. But then at the same time as I was teaching online full time, I started tutoring on the side. And I got hooked on the flexibility, and I just loved it. And I said, this is what I want to do. I love the connection that I would make with my students because it was a small group. I was able to really spend time with them and see the spark in their eyes. And I was able to adjust my teaching and decide what I wanted to teach based on their strengths, not based on a prescribed scope and sequence, but based on what are they really learning, what are they needing, what do they need and their interest. Right now, I have a few students that I work with in reading and preschool circle time, and I'm loving it, and I'm really excited to be here. So thank you, and thank you for your patience.
Oh my gosh, I'm just so glad that all of you guys came here to share. I mean, as you guys can see, there's just so much passion in our community, and with each person who does this. Like, this isn't just a job. This is a calling, and this is a passion, and this is something that gives us purpose. Like, it literally drives us, like Lena, literally drives us to do what we do every day. I love it, you guys. You know what I'm sad about? I'm sad that this wasn't like a full hour episode. Like I could just keep going and going and going and talking about this forever. But we do have to go and head on out for the day so you guys can get back to your beautiful lives and your tutoring that you do. Thank you so much for sharing your experience, you guys, and why you love it and why it's passionate. And in the comments, you guys, hit that subscribe, hit that like, and comment. Why do you love tutoring, or why is it rewarding for you? We want to hear. So thanks.